That's right. If you had, but NIST gave up the pancake theory later on. Although that's complex because there are different meanings of the pancake theory. They gave up the theory that the fellow from MIT had articulated, but they still have an element of that, and that's the point. There should have been a delay, and there is a very good paper by McQueen and Zambati on the Journal of 9/11 Studies, showing that with regard to the towers, with the South Tower, this idea that the top part came down and banged into the lower part, there would have had to be a jolt, which would have been that delay you're talking about.
Okay.
And there was no jolt.
David, I want to throw in a few other points before you have to leave us here in about 10 minutes. I know you've been talking to Charlie Sheen because he's told me about it, and he is a guy making $50 million a year. He's got his own life. He is a scholarly fellow despite the tabloid stuff from 10, 15 years ago. He really has researched all this. He's fundamentally upset about it. He wrote his 20 bullet points and put it in a question and answer format to try to get media attention. And obviously they'll never address his 20 points. They only want to attack him, the man. Overall, what did you think about Charlie Sheen and his going public again?
Well, I think it's great, and it was paralleled in France with this famous French comedian, Jean-Marie Bigard.
He's the top comedian.
The top comedian in France. He gets thousands of people showing up for his shows, and they did threaten him at first and said, it's going to destroy your career and all that. He did go quiet for a while, but he finally decided, look, this is just too important. If it hurts my career, so be it. And he's now making these really hilarious DVDs, little videos about various parts of the official story. So, but, this shows you, even with people of the stature of Bigard, and now in France, another fellow, Matthew Kosovitz, a well-known actor over there, coming out, and Charlie Sheen over here, along with Daniel Sunjata. The media is not going to deal with it no matter what, even if we have celebrities involved. And so we can no longer rely on them, and you've known this for a long time, of course, but the truth movement in general now needs to take an end run around them, not rely on them to educate the American people.
I agree with you. Stay there, David. David, we got to go to break, but I've talked to these actors. They're not doing this for attention. This hurts their career in many respects. They're doing it because they want to show the courage to other people. They understand it's a crime. You can't just let it hang out there. Their conscience is demanding they stand up. So I salute all of them.
Direct to you. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
David Ray Griffin's our guest. 8 books on 9/11. He's in a battle with the establishment, exposing them. But absolutely, that's what Charlie Sheen and so many others, Ed Asner, have said. And all the attacks they've gone through, they're doing this because they've looked at the evidence. And if you look at the evidence and it says inside job, how could anyone in their right mind not speak out against it? It's like the banker bailout. Now they want another one. And either we expose these people and speak out against them, or things are just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse as a society.
And let me mention one way I was going to say that my new book may be useful to make an end run around the mainstream media. A group of scientists are talking about taking that book, writing a letter, getting a lot of signatures, and sending a report to the National Science Foundation, because it has said, if you know cases of scientific fraud, please report them to us. And there's also the Union of Concerned Scientists. They're also concerned about fraud. And there's also the Commerce Department, now under new management, that NIST is an agency of. And so they're going to send my book, along with the letters explaining why they're reporting fraud, to these three agencies. And so this may be one way that we can get something. It's a long shot. These are all long shots, but at least there may be a chance here.
But if we fire enough torpedoes of truth, we're going to sink their lives. We just continue to have breakthrough by breakthrough. In fact, in closing, we have a high-level Prime Minister saying he went into a security briefing that morning 5 to 10 minutes before the tower collapsed and was told it's going to collapse. Same thing Giuliani said. I mean, it just piles up and piles up and piles up.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I mentioned in an article on Blogger, 9/11 Blogger, is this, you know, another left organization that is critical of us, the New Statesman, put out a report a few weeks ago, a front-page story saying 50 people in the world who count. Rather absurdly, they included me in that I was listed as number 41, as if I'm the 41st most important person in the world. That, of course, is ridiculous, but what they were showing recognition of is that the 9/11 Truth Movement is, because that's what they put me there, they said top truther. They're recognizing the importance of the 9/11 Truth Movement. So even though almost all the time they either ignore us or ridicule us, they know about us, they know we're gathering strength, they know that we're important.
Absolutely. Fire out the name of the book one more time for folks.
The Mysterious Collapse of World Trade Center 7, why the final official report about about 9/11 is unscientific and false. Found at all good bookstores, and if you don't have a good bookstore, Amazon.com.
David Ray Griffin, always great to speak with you. Godspeed. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Alex.
There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to start the fourth and final hour. We are now 25 hours and 2 minutes away from Fall of the Republic, this information warfare salvo launching, dropping, with all the people that are in it: G. Edward Griffin, Gerald Celente, Jesse Ventura, Alan Watt, professors, just the list goes on and on of who was in this film. It is up to you how explosive this documentary is going to be. If it's explosive as Obama deception, it'll be hugely successful. But we think it's going to be even bigger. But that is up to you now. I've made the film. I've given you the ball.